A retired head teacher from Southampton has taken part in one of the world's toughest endurance events to raise money for Parkinsons UK. She entered the Ironman Triathlon hoping to raise at least £3,000 for her cause, and joins me in the studio now to tell us all about it. Well, thank you so much for coming in. And I mean, I suppose the first question we have to ask is, how far did you actually go?
Well, the version of Ironman that I did was the half version, which is called Ironman 70.3,
Right.
Because the total that you do in the triathlon is 70.3 miles. So I'm now going to revert to kilometres. So that's a 1,900 kilometre swim,
Wow.
followed by, how many kilometres is it? 56 miles, I'm going back to miles, and then you do a half marathon, which is 21.1 kilometres, 13.1 miles.
Wow. I know I certainly wouldn't be able to sort of cover even just a regular marathon on its own, let alone a marathon and a swim and a cycle as well. So what on earth possessed you to want to do this?
Well, I suppose I've sort of run all my life. You know, I did it at school, and then you see the first London Marathon, which I did, and you think, oh, I want to do that one day, and you take up running, which I did. And then it got to the Olympic Games in 2012, and I saw the Brownlee brothers do what they did, and I just thought, I could do triathlon. And so I thought, well, I can ride a bike and I can swim and I can run. So I Googled triathlon in Southampton, because I live in Southampton, and I discovered there was a Southampton Triathlon Club. And so I joined, and to a certain extent the rest is history, but I was still working then, and it didn't really allow me much time to do long events. But once I'd retired, I had the opportunity to train and to practice. And eventually I found myself entering this one in France.
Wow.
2 weeks ago.
Fantastic. And how long did it take you then to actually do all three events, so to speak?
Well, from start to finish, it was 6 hours, 53 minutes and 31 seconds.
And no breaks in between?
Well, not in the way you're thinking, like a breather. There wasn't a breather. But in between one event and the other, you have a phenomenon called transition, where you stop doing one event and put on the clothes for the next event.
Right.
So you finish your swim, and then you put on your stuff for your cycling, and when you've done your cycling, you take that stuff off and put on your stuff for your running, and so you've got little bits in between, which you're also timed with. And so that time I gave you includes the 2 transition times as well.
Wow.
It's a funny old sport.
It certainly sounds it. But the other thing we said there as well is that you're doing it in not just for fun and games, but you're doing it actually for a purpose. You're raising money for Parkinsons UK. And what was it about that charity in particular that you wanted to focus on?
Well, I think once I was doing this, because it is a big deal for me, I did think I could do it, otherwise I wouldn't have entered it, and I prepared very carefully. But once you're doing something like that, you think, well, there could be more to it than this. And my situation is that my brother, who's 2 years older than me, he's had Parkinson's since he was 44, which is 22 years ago. He first diagnosed, and so he's there suffering this horrible degenerative disease with amazing optimism and good cheer, and I'm doing a triathlon, and it just didn't seem fair, and it isn't fair, and life's not fair. And I just thought it was something I could do if I raised money for Parkinsons UK. He himself is chair of his local branch, and he's very interested in the work of the national organisation as well, and particularly the research that they do, obviously, because he would love there to be a cure. And so that's really why it was Parkinsons UK.
And what did he say when you broached this idea to him?
Well, he was very pleased. I had to write this blurb for the Just Giving site I've used. It's actually Virgin Money Giving. And I wrote it and I sent it to him, and I asked him for some bits and pieces, that facts that I might not know. And it was quite nice, really, because his name is David Jones, and his name is mentioned obviously in this blurb. And when he contacted me, he said, so who is this David Jones fella? Because I'd said all the good things about him, obviously, and especially the way he meets this disease.
Wow. And we said there as well that you're looking to raise money for the cause, so you're part the way to reaching your target. But if there was anybody out there that wanted to help with your cause, wanted to donate, how do they get involved?
Well, as I say, I'm using Virgin Money Giving. I think that's the name of the website. But if you do www.virginmoneygiving / and then my name, which is Jenny, spelt with a Y, and Lawrie, Lawrie, and so all one word at the end there, and then you go straight to my page, and then it tells you quite a bit of what I've just said already about my brother's situation and doing the half Ironman, and then it tells you what to do to donate.
Fantastic.
Very easy.
Thank you so much for coming in, and all the best with the next Ironman triathlon, maybe the full version next time.
Who knows? Who knows?
Nice, thank you so much.
You're welcome.